Hi, everyone. Welcome to Who Can It Be Now, the podcast. I just like saying that. So in a moment, you're going to hear a little music after I give you a little intro, and then you're going to go into my predictions. And that's my channeled predictions that I do every single year. I've been doing it, I think, for like 7 years now. I don't even know. And you can go listen to that and enjoy. But before you do that, don't go yet. I have something for you. I wanted to remind you about our pod parties that we're starting to do pod parties. This is my way of getting to know you face to face on Zoom. And don't worry about looking good because I've stopped brushing my hair. I've stopped brushing my teeth. I just don't care anymore. I posted that on my personal Facebook page that I stopped brushing my hair and teeth on Zoom. I just don't care anymore. And this one woman responded, she's somebody I know really well and I love her. And she said, I still care because it's first impression. You know, I've been working with my background. I make sure I look good. And I was like, my personality does not need hair and makeup. I just don't care anymore. I am so friggin' over it. Although I will tell you, I brushed my teeth before this intro. I did because I had lunch and I was like, I got to brush my teeth. I don't know why. So now I'm brushing my teeth for my podcast recordings. Anyway, not all the time. Yeah, no, I think all the time. It's interesting when I used to do readings too, or I can't do readings without brushing my teeth first. It's an interesting thing. I need a clean mouth for all that magic to come out of. You know, it doesn't want to get stuck between my teeth or have spinach on it or things like that. I digress. So let's talk about the pod party. Pod party. These are going to be moments where I'm going to get to know you more. So you're going to go to marilynalauria.com/party. You can spell it like party, but I just like saying it that way. Party. And you're going to put in your name, your email. Yeah, we need that in order to send you the information. And you're going to fill out a little questionnaire, a little one, just so I know what's going on with you, where you're struggling, what you need help with. And then we're going to get together for about 45 minutes and I'm going to teach you something. And then we're going to have a bit of Q&A. I don't know what will happen because a lot of times I'm channeling during those situations and spirit comes through with some magical exercise that we all do, but it's a lot of fun. I can promise you. Space is limited. So there's a couple of things you need to do. 1, you need to RSVP. 2, you need to fill out the thing. 3, you need to mark your calendar. 4, you need to tell everybody to get the F out of your space so that you could show up and not blow me off or ghost me. And then 5, you need to show up and have a freaking kick-ass time. And then 6, I don't know what's going to happen. It could be anything. So I look forward to seeing you there at the podcast parties. We have the first one scheduled for January. So go to marilynalauria.com/party and you will see it. And I think that's it. So you're going to hear a little music and then you're going to hear my channeled message for 2022. And it's so fascinating to me. I'll share this with you real quick. Leading up to this prediction back in like November 1st or back in October, I kept getting, it's going to be intense. It's going to be intense. It's going to be intense for 2022. And that doesn't scare me. I'm no longer scared of that. I'm not one of these people that's like, oh my goodness, thank God this year is over. I don't live my life like that. I don't live time like that. I kind of just, I take every opportunity and every moment to shift. I do feel there's something energetically about, you know, around like seasons and endings of years and beginnings and birthdays and all of that. You do have like certain energy, but I feel that we can neutralize that and make every day an incredible opportunity to live your best life. You're going to hear all about that. So one of my team members, Laura, was like, you know, I like a little afraid. I want to listen to this prediction. I want to hear what you're going to say this time. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to say. They just keep saying intensity. Well, I have to tell you, it's a lot more fun than that. I didn't realize it. So it's funny to me how like the information starts coming down the pike in the download. And I don't sit down to channel it until like a certain I can't do it before they have me ready to do it. And I'm looking at the clock. It's 1:01. I'll give you a little reading at the end of this. Anyway, so today was the day, you know, I'm recording this today, not when you're listening to it. And I sat down and I did it. And I'm like, ooh, this is going to be fun. And you're going to want to take that ride with me. You're just going to. So listen to that prediction. And if there's something in there that you hear that works with me, you can work with me further. Come. Okay, 101. New beginnings ones, right? 0, I really love because 0 wasn't something that anybody, when I was studying numbers, really introduced me to the meaning of it. But it's the Fool card in the tarot deck and it's my personality card. And he's either 0 or 22. And zero just has this feeling of, for me right now, it's like the world right now. So the world card is number 21. It's when, like, by the time you reach the world card in the tarot deck, you have got mastered some lessons and you are like educating yourself and you've been on the spiritual path and you've been mastering lessons, and she's got a big circle around her. And that's what I feel like the zero is in this 101. So the ones are all about new beginnings. They're about, and for me, Spirit is making me feel like becoming one with yourself, standing in solidarity with yourself and owning your truth and owning who you are and standing solid in that. And I feel like for me personally, 2021, no matter when you're listening to this number will be appropriate for you. Readings are timeless. But what they're saying to me is like for me personally, 2021 was about like standing in my truth, standing in who I am, and disengaging from people who were labeling me something that I no longer appreciated or approved of or agreed with. Like I was like, I'm done with your friggin' labels, keep them. So the one's about standing up for yourself. The zero is about you've done the studies, you're on the path, continue to study. It's important. Continue to grow, continue to expand. And the last one, remember it was 101. That is about new beginnings, some more journeying, man. Some more, like they're showing me the star card and the temperance card. Both have like roads. It's about getting on, and the moon card has it, the road of to your like. One of the things is we're constantly waiting till we achieve something before we feel like we're actually enjoying our life. Enjoy your life now. That's what this prediction's about. You're going to hear it. Enjoy your life now, where you're at, what you've got going on, and make really good choices for that every moment. Okay. I'll leave you with that. So then that equals a 2, right? But that 0 is so big for me. The Fool card's all about taking risks, naive risk, which is something I do. I was just, I started revisiting a program I bought that years ago that changed my life. And I wanted to go to the coach's page. Todd Herman is his name. And I noticed something he posted about how he calls people sometimes when they purchase their program. And he did that with me, but I didn't know who he was. So I purchased his program off of intuition because that's how I do things. I trust that's what the SAS pillar system can do for you, man. It can get you really clear on who to work with and who not to work with. So I purchased it on intuition. I didn't know who this heck this guy was, but it felt good, like I needed the program. And then he called me on the phone and I had no clue. And I was like, oh, hey, yeah, wow, that's really cool. You called me. Thanks a lot. He's like, do you have any questions? I'm like, no, not really. See you in January. And then when I learned who he was and got to know him, I was like, holy F, man. I had him on the phone. I would have like kept him on. So I posted on his page how I'm revisiting that program now. And it's about organization and getting really clear and focused. And how he called me and I didn't know who the heck he was, so I didn't keep him on the phone. And had I known, I would have kept him on the phone. So what's my point to all of this? There is a point. I swear there's a point. There was a point. Calling. I don't remember. Anyway, maybe one of you remembers. You're like, she just went off on a tangent. So, naive risk. That was my point. Thank you, Spirit. So I take risk, and it may, like the Fool card's all about naive risk, but really I don't. My risk that I take, the things that I purchase, the classes I go through, the programs I teach, they're all intuitively guided. They are so from my heart and soul. So I wanted to share that with all of you. Okay, so enjoy. You'll hear some music and enjoy the predictions. All right. Talk soon. Oh, share. Rate on Apple Podcast if you can. Review on Apple Podcast and share. Okay, thanks. Bye. Hi, everyone. This is Marilyn Alauria, and welcome to my predictions of 2022. So before I go into the channel session and give you the predictions for 2022, I wanted to just give you a quick feeling of what it's going to be about. So one of the things that Spirit has been really waking me up to is living my best year yet and living my best life yet now. So depending on what age you're at, and it doesn't even matter, because whether you're in your 20s or your 80s, we all have these experiences in life where we think, oh, that was the best time of my life, or it's never going to get better, or I wasted that time, which was a lot of what the grief has been about over the past few years. And you may be feeling like, well, that's it. I'm never going to get that back. It's not going to happen again. And Spirit has been tapping me on the shoulder going, what if this was even better than you ever imagined, and better than any incredible thing that you've ever done before? What if the rest of your life was going to be incredibly wonderful, exciting, and fun and passion filled? And I've been waking up and embracing that feeling. So we're going to talk to you today. And when I say we, I'm in connection with my guides. I'm already talking with them. They're already working through me. And we are going to bring you through 2022 so that you can embrace that feeling and really live your best life yet and continue to live it, not just do it for 1 month or 3 months, or when something hits you up beside, beside your head, upside your head, and throw it all out and throw that, the baby out with the bathwater. You're going to engage in this feeling and continue to move on. So before I go into the complete channeled message, I want to tell you a little bit about me. My name is Marilyn Alauria. I'm a psychic medium, I'm a teacher, and I'm a mentor. I am the originator, the creator of Membership for Your Soul and Soul Finder Academy. And you could go to my website, marilynalauria.com. It's MarilynAlauria.com. Or you can also go to soulfinderacademy.com and membershipforyoursoul.com, and I read about those two programs. Soul Finder Academy is about aligning with your soul and making choices that really are aligned with who you are and living a life from your heart and soul. Membership for Your Soul teaches you a bit about how to engage your psychic gifts, and there's so much there. You would have to go there and read it. But Soul Finder Academy has been the thing that has catapulted many of my students to the next level of living. And it's based on the SAS pillar system. So if you want to learn about the SAS pillar system, you can go to marilynalauria.com/alignment, ALIGNMENT, and check it out there. So this is what we're going to be talking about, because living from your heart and soul is super important to where you're going in this new year, and also what has happened over the past few years. So I just want to you're going to go with this with me. I'm not going to pause recordings. I can't. I'm in the channeling information already. I'm in the channeling energy, and we're just going to go through it. So you're going to get a lot of transparency in how I work. So one of the things that I just want to talk to you about is the SAS pillar system is about being conscious to your subconscious thinking, because a lot of times you're taking 2 steps forward and 5 steps back, and you don't understand why. And many times there's a belief that's underneath that is working against what you're working towards. Like you may be like, I'm going to write a book this year. And there's a belief buried down deep inside of you that somebody told you when you were 5 years old, you couldn't structure a sentence. And that belief is still working against you. So that's the first S in the SAS pillar system. It's subconscious thinking. Then alignment helps you to remember who you are. And a lot of it has to do with what you want it to be. And you think you can't do it anymore, but there's traits in there that you adopt today, and it helps you to realign with your soul. And you're like, oh my goodness, I wanted to be a teacher, and I don't want to be a teacher today, but yeah, I love helping people and motivating them. So that's what the alignment pillar is about. And then soul ignition is about lighting this baby up. And that's what we're going to be talking about for 2022. It's about living in your joy. It's about living from excitement. It's about really owning what it is that you desire in your life and not denying it any longer. And then the last S is synchronicity, and that just automatically happens. And the way I teach synchronicity is much different than the way people teach it out there. Everything is information. So like I said before, if something bad happens, that's the universe teaching you something that's super important right in that moment. So let me just, so I just wanted to give you a little bit about that. So if you're interested in this, go to marilynalauria.com/alignment. And you can check it out there. And also, that's it. Okay. So the thing I want to talk about that I feel is most important is where we're coming out of. I have been doing predictions. I don't know. This might be the 7th year. I don't know how many years it's been, but it's been quite a few years. And I remember about 5 years ago, people saying to me, oh my goodness, is next year going to get better? Is next year going to get better? And I recognized a pattern with people, like they were just waiting till their life got better. Like, oh my goodness, January 1st is going to be a clean slate and I can make everything better. And I started suggesting to people and telling people, you have to stop living your life that way. You have to live every day as an opportunity to have a better experience, right? And I'm sure a lot of you know this already, because we are so super conscious right now, which is why things are accelerating. And if you're not driving the ship in your acceleration, you are going to be like tossed around in the waves in a very uncomfortable way. So when that started being, people started saying that to me, I was like, whoa, you need to stop that. You need to get in the driver's seat of your life, get in communication with your soul, which could be your guides, your higher self, or all of the above, and really start getting clear about where you want to go and making choices to where you want to go, not where you came from, where you want to go. So we all know that it's been like a rocky few years. And over the past few years, you may have had a lot of grief, a lot of grieving, a lot of regret. Oh my goodness, why haven't I had this? You might have had some loss, right? There's been a lot of loss happening, which is adding to the grief feelings. Whatever all of that was, and I don't take any of that light. I feel like our emotions are super important for us. Know that that was information that was preparing you for where you want to go. So I would suggest that you take an inventory of what are the wins that you had? What were the moments where you were knocked up against the wall and you recognized, oh my goodness, this is a character building moment. And you may have been like tossed down on the ground. You may have been crying. It may have been a really difficult experience, but you rose out of it and you recognized something inside yourself and a fire got lit, because that's what's happening. Fires are getting lit in our souls, passionate fires. And we are finding it again, because many times, and these are most people that are attracted to me, you had a light inside of you when you were little and you were in that light. But because you're sensitive, because you care about people, and because you're probably empathic and you can feel what other people feel, when you were standing in your light, you could sense there were certain people around you that may have felt jealous or envious. They may have felt like they didn't add up to what you were, and they may have been like, wow, why can't I be like her or him? And because of that, you felt bad for them. So you started dimming your light so that they could feel better about themselves. And you continued to do that until your light went zoop and it just went out. Now, Spirit is showing me the doorknob in my room. And they have your hand on the door. Now, your light has probably been flickering a bit. You aren't somebody who's new to this work. I don't usually attract people that are new to the spiritual journey. Even if you just started 6 months ago, something got reawakened in you. Something started lighting up. You started recognizing there's got to be more to this life than what this is, and I am ready to have it. And Spirit's like putting your hand on the knob and saying, open the door. But you have to have the courage to open it. You have to have the belief in yourself to open it. You have to be okay with failing to open it. You have to be willing to succeed to open it. So let me just talk a little bit about where we're coming out of still. Where we're coming out of is a moment in time where we get to really acknowledge ourselves, fall in love with ourselves, really be with ourselves, be happy with ourselves, allow ourselves to have our emotions, not make ourselves wrong for it, and to forgive everything that you may have experienced over your lifetime, where you may have felt like you had a little bit of, why did I do that? Why didn't I make that choice? Why did I wait so long to start this? Why did I wait so long to leave that relationship? Let all of that go. Let it inform you to where you want to go. Let it help you to make better choices, but forgive yourself and allow yourself to move forward. Okay? So I'm going to go into the session right now, and I'm going to start talking about 2022. Moving into 2022, there's a lot of throat chakra energy as I move into this year. And the reason that is the throat chakra and the heart chakra for me. The throat chakra is about clairaudience, clear hearing. The heart chakra is about empathic ability. And it's also mainly about living in your truth. And living in your truth is about speaking your truth to yourself, really being honest with yourself. I want to be a writer. I can be a writer. Instead of saying, I want to be a writer, but Mary Jo told me I couldn't do it. So it's about uncovering those belief systems or what somebody had said to you, the labels others put upon you, and just pushing them aside or looking at them and saying, why did I believe so-and-so over my own heart and soul? Why did I feel like they knew better about my life than I knew about myself? And then just taking that as a moment to learn and move forward. So as you move into January of 2022, let me talk about 2022 overall. So my hands are also
very activated. I feel that everybody has the ability to heal. And I feel like Spirit is letting you know that you're coming into an activation of healing. So if you own your own ability to heal, what does that mean for you? And a lot of times, like, healing could be through your hands, it could be through your voice, it could be through your heart, it could be through your energy. There's so many ways, right? I want you to just play with it. I want you to say, I am a healer. I'm a healer. And just feel that out and feel what that feels like. I'm a healer. And then just play with that. Let that be part of who you are. So as we move into 2022, I want you to adopt the belief that you can have the best life yet. That this life from this moment forward can be more incredible, more impactful, more amazing than you've ever believed. So I want you to hold that in your heart and in your soul. And if you hold that in your heart and your soul, what does that mean for you? What would you do if you believe that to be true? What kind of choices would you make? How would you choose to live your life? How would you wake up every day? What would you decide not to do any longer? And what would you decide to do more of? And just play in that energy and in that field. But I want to be very clear about something. I am not one of these readers that goes out there and gives you puppies and unicorns and cotton candy, because life takes work and things happen. And what I'm asking you to do is to shift your perspective so that when something comes down the pike that is extremely uncomfortable, maybe it's sad, really, really sad, or it's disappointing, that although you allow yourself to feel what you're feeling, you wrap it in this incredible gift of, well, what if this was still the air in my balloon to something incredible and amazing happening for me? What if this was just a moment in time that was allowing me to communicate on a very intimate level with my soul and to get to know myself even more? And I can still accelerate and create the life that I desire and live the life that I desire. And Spirit's asking me to shift something there. They're saying, when we say life we desire, we still put it in a wanting mode. We need to put it in an ownership. I am living the life I desire. I am living a life I love. Yes, there are moments of it that I'm uncomfortable and I don't like. What is in my power to change it? What can I do to shift it? So as an overarching theme, that's where they have you moving into. But the interesting thing about this for me is, and this is me sharing, moving, like I separate a little bit from them sometimes just to give a perspective, is before leading up to this prediction, before I did this, doing this channeled prediction for you right now, they were preparing me that things are going to continue to be intense. But it's what we do with that intensity that counts. I have a thing about words and definitions. I steer clear of overly used words, especially in the new age context. I don't know what word I would use for that right now. So it could be quantum field, consciousness, ascension. When those words start getting thrown around, except I like the word consciousness, what it feels like to me, I tend to find my own meaning for them. So let me just explain this for a second. Many times, most of us, our guides speak to us through vibration. They don't necessarily have the words that we have, but they speak to us through vibration. And we interpret that vibration through our own vocabulary, through our life experiences. I call it the symbolic language of our soul. So if Spirit is talking to me through vibration and they're showing me the doorknob, I have a very deep understanding of what they're communicating to me through that doorknob and how I can communicate that with you. So when they talk about going into intensity, and it's in the intensity of the world and the intensity of your life, it's what you choose to do with that intensity that matters. So you can define intensity right now to be an incredible experience, an adventure, a passion-filled journey. And we can lift the lid off of intensity and allow it to grow and flourish and be this incredible wealth that comes out of it, this wealth of opportunity, this wealth of success. I can't find the words because that happens when I do this stuff. So Spirit's now taking the hinges off the door. And they're like, below the door off of your life. What does that mean for you? So one of the things that I remember briefly about last year's prediction, and it's been a constant theme, is Spirit has been putting us in the driver's seat of our life. In the past, maybe 4 or 5, 10 years ago, I don't know how long ago, because time is not a thing that they really work with as much. And I'm not going to get into every single thing of unpacking it. There was a time where we could really sit in meditation and visualization and things would come to fruition. Now, I'm not saying that that's not possible, but there's an active part of that meditation. So when you go into the field of possibilities, is what I like to call it, and you're moving the constraints of time and belief systems out of the way, and you're really engaging with the energy of possibilities and allowing yourself to fully feel what that is that you desire, bringing it into your body, your system, your emotions today, you really allow that manifestation to start showing up. But here's the thing. If you're not conscious, if you're not aligned with your soul, if you're not lighting up your soul, you're missing the signs of the universe about which way to go, what not to do, and what to do. So they want us in the driver's seat of our lives. They want us telling them, this is what I desire. I'm no longer waiting for it. I'm going to go for it. And then they will help you to get there. Now, that does not mean that you're going to make a decision and it's not going to go wrong. That happens. That's part of life. It's what you do with the thing that goes wrong that counts and matters. So as we move into what they would really like you to do is to write down January through December. And they would like you to challenge yourself by doing something fun in every single month. And they said it doesn't have to be this amazing, incredible adventure that you go on. It could be something simple. It could be January is I'm going to find a new coffee shop and have a delicious cup of chai and sit there and read a book. And you can put that on your calendar now. February, I'm going to go on a place where there's water, and I'm going to allow myself to open up my heart to the flow of life. And then March could be, I'm going to go and take a bouquet class, a flower class, and allow myself to play with the spring flowers, or I'm going to plant something. I'll just keep giving you ideas. April could be, I'm going to go and color Easter eggs, or I'm going to go and do a meditation, a prayer, some repenting for things and forgiving myself. May could be, I'm going to go and be the beauty that I am, the amazing person that I am. I'm going to go someplace and really allow my voice to be heard. I'm going to start a podcast, or I'm going to, talk to someone, or I'm going to go to an event and allow myself to speak up. I'm going to take an improv class. So those are the things, I'm not going to keep going, that they would like you to do now, because they said that'll give you something to look forward to. That will tell us that you are committed to having a really great journey this year. That'll allow us to know that you're serious. And then they said, put it somewhere where you see it, not you forget it, where you see it and you commit to it every month. It doesn't matter if you don't schedule it until the first of that month, but you see it and you do it. It could be as simple as going online for 15 minutes. We teach a lot of this in Soul Finder Academy, how to tap into your joy and really live it. You can go online for 15 minutes and watch a beautiful ballet. It does not matter. But the idea is that you're giving attention to your joy. You're giving attention to your passion. You're giving attention to having a life that is worth living. You're not waiting until something changes until you start living something exciting. You're saying to Spirit, I'm going to do this. And it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. It doesn't have to be until I have all this money in the bank. It doesn't have to be until my child is finally in college. Stop waiting until that thing to live your life. Live it now. So the most important message in this experience with all of you is, what do you need to do in order to give yourself permission to live your life now? And can you allow it to be the baby steps towards the goal that you desire? And the other thing they want you to know, so when they work with goals with me and intentions, whatever you want to call them, they put me in the experience of the goal, right? So I will visualize it, I will feel it, I will communicate with my higher self in it, and I will have the emotional experience of it. And I'm very clear about what it is, but I don't stay attached to it working out exactly the way I envision it, because I know Spirit has something so much greater than I can even imagine. So if I stay attached to that vision, I'm missing out on the synchronicity that's going on around me. Synchronicity is your dialogue with the universe, with God, with Source, whatever you believe in. It's the co-creation. It's where you get to link hands. Let's call it the universe for an easy way of saying it, because everybody has different belief systems about what is the higher power. Maybe it's your higher self, doesn't matter. You link hands with the universe and you walk with it. And then you may stumble and fall with it. And then you may cartwheel with it. And then you may do jumping jacks. And then you may fall back a bit. And then you may dance around and twirl. And then maybe you jump on a ship and you're sailing with it. And then maybe you went down a valley and you're stuck in a little bit of mud. That's synchronicity. Look at it like that. And if you're linked hands with synchronicity and you're having this constant communication with it, imagine, they said, how magical your life can be. So I'm going to get quiet for a second. So what they want to do now is give you an opportunity, I believe, in each month for something to choose to look forward to. And it depends on you to adopt, if it feels good to you, to adopt it and make it be the theme in order to shift perspective. So perspective is everything, because if we don't have a positive perspective or positive outlook, and I, like I said, I am very honest with my emotions. I don't walk around life going, everything is great and candy and sunshine. I notice moments where I feel uncomfortable and I'm having an emotion, but I also know that Spirit's got something greater on the other side of it. And I truly do trust that. So, but it doesn't mean I don't feel what's happening in the moment and allow myself to have that feeling. So what they're asking me to do with you is to give you an opportunity to have a different perspective for each month. And they said, you can put this in your calendar the first of each month and just remind yourself. And they said, you can change these themes too. You can also switch them around. They said, but it'll remind you to what you want to work towards in order to be a fuller expression of yourself and more aligned with your soul. So if we look at January as new beginnings, as the seeds you plant in the ground, the intentions that you desire, they said, look at everything that a lot of people do goals for January 1st, right? They said, look at all of them as an opportunity to get to know yourself better. So look at it as a new beginning, even if it's a conversation and you don't succeed at it. Say you want to lose 10 pounds and you have a difficulty staying on track in January doing that. Not that you would lose 10 pounds in a month. Some people may. I don't know. Sorry. Side note. That you would just be in the dialogue of it. What are the new beginnings? How am I doing with my new beginnings? How committed am I to the new beginnings? Am I falling short? How do I feel about myself falling short? One of the biggest things I teach my community is when something doesn't go their way or they fall short of it or they're not doing their part in it, to still love themselves through it. Because if you beat yourself up, you're never going to get back up and really start again and do it and see it through. It's okay to fall short. It's okay to fall down sometimes. It's not okay to stay there. So February is all about loving yourself completely. They said if there's one theme that we could take for the rest of your life, it's constantly falling in love with yourself. It's constantly loving yourself the way that we love you. So what can you do each and every day, even if it's as simple as looking in the mirror and telling yourself that you love yourself, which isn't that simple, they said, for many people. They said, do that. March is adopting the perspective that you are lucky. What if you walked around and go, I'm really lucky. I'm so lucky. I'm incredibly lucky. Now, we all have a different definition of luck. It's another word that I personally have a different belief in it. I believe it's perspiration meets opportunity. So it's more work and then you meet opportunity and luck happens. But it depends. You might feel like luck is when things happen for me and I open my eyes and I see them. There are no right or wrongs. What spirit wants more than anything for everyone is to find their belief system that really supports their system, their soul, who they are, why they're here, and to live by it. That's your truth. Okay. So adopt a feeling of being lucky. And they're saying to me, to say to you, if you love all of these themes, you can do them every single month, every single theme. April's about putting work into things. It's about really nurturing your heart and soul. And what does that mean? It's about self-care. It's about going for that pedicure, manicure, massage, whatever you want. It's about recognizing that you're worth it. You know, they say a lot of times, you know, you put value to things that you have to pay, that you've been told you have to pay, which you do, rent and utilities. And they said, well, you're paying the electric bill, pay the electric bill of your heart, your soul. Put money towards your own passionate nature. Even if you have to save January, February, March for that special thing in April, do it. And if you have a scarcity mindset, make sure that that's something that you work with from day one. May is about breathing in new life and exhaling what you no longer need, saying no to things you don't need, saying yes to things you desire. What does it feel like to breathe into your heart and soul? What does it feel like to be in relationship with your breath? What does that mean to you? If your breath was a guide and you pulled your breath out of your body and you made them a guide and you gave them a shape and a color and they stood by your side, what would your breath tell you? June is about playing in water. Go and dip your toes in water. And if you don't live near water, take salt baths. Allow yourself to cleanse and be cleansed. So whatever a cleanse means to you, allow yourself to be cleansed. And think about it all month. Like, what do I need to cleanse? What do I need to let go of? And not from a place of reprimanding, from a place of love. I'm going to let go of this person because I love myself more and more each day. I'm going to let go of that habit because I love myself so much. July feels to me like it's a bit about travel. And whether you can get far away or not, it's taking a little day trip for yourself. And they're reminding me of when I first moved to California, I used to take a lot of trips with my dog for weekends. And I would sit on the beach and I would bring coloring material and paper and just sit there and draw and read and rest and relax. And I just would do it. And sometimes I would just do it every Sunday. I would go out to the beach and do it. So whether you go in your backyard, they said it doesn't matter. They said they'd like you to change scenery a bit, but do a little bit of that. Get out, change the scenery up because that changed perspective. And they said June, July is where people start feeling draggy because things didn't happen the way they wanted to. And they're halfway through the year and they're like, okay, I got to make it count. And that's a great way to start making things count. August is meditation. Meditate. Allow yourself the time to pause. Allow yourself the time to just be. Allow yourself the time to just sit by the side of your bed for 5 minutes and think. Allow yourself to be with yourself. September, education, teaching yourself. They said again, they want me to repeat that every single one of these things are great things to adopt every single month, not just the particular month. They said, but they like using the themes of the month in order to introduce new ways of thinking. Some of this is stuff you already know, but it's just being in the energy of it, the conversation with you. They're enjoying just being in the conversation of possibilities. So education, always learning. One of the things they're offering up is to educate yourself every single month. They said education is the way of change. It's the way of really getting to know yourself and allowing yourself possibilities and expansion and growth. October, change. Not being afraid of change, embracing change, encouraging change, allowing change to be part of your life, getting rid of being comfortable, getting out of being comfortable. Do something uncomfortable every single day if you can. November is about discovery. Discovering new parts of yourself, taking inventory over the past 11 months. What did I discover? What did I learn? What can I continue to discover? Where can I go to discover things? Where can I go inside my own body, my own being, and discover new things? What would happen if I just sat quietly, brought my inner awareness down to my second chakra, and just played in there to discover discovery? And during December, they would like rest, relaxation. They said it's a month where most people want to rest and relax, but they accelerate. So if you can plan a day a week where you just sit for an hour and read, they said that would be so beneficial and get you ready for the next year. That would be just so great for you. So I'm going to leave you with that. It doesn't feel like anything else is coming through. And I invite you to listen to this, listen to it a few times, make notes, notice which things really stood out for you. And what stood out for you this month may not stand out for you next month. It may be something different. So allow yourself to revisit this if you like. And remember that waking up every day, telling yourself that you can have an even better life than you've ever had or ever imagined, leads you to the land of possibility. All right. Thank you so much. Remember, if you're interested in learning more about me, definitely look at the SAS experience. The SAS experience is absolutely incredible. It takes you through the SAS pillars. It's an introduction to the Soul Finder Academy, but it's life-changing. So many hundreds of people have gone through it and have just loved it. You can go to MarilynAlauria.com/SAS. Oh, yeah, I believe that's right. Join SAS. You can actually go to joinsas.com, or you can go to MarilynAlauria.com/alignment. And you can just check me out at MarilynAlauria.com. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and I look forward to getting to know you better. Here's to an incredible, having the best life you can ever possibly have. Much love to all of you. Thank you.